Looking up at the ceiling and in our familiar Shavasana. And everybody paying attention to their lower back. And if there is any discomfort in there, bend at the knees and plant your feet on the mat. Hi, Sally. That's it. Just lying down. Close your eyes. Go through the nuances of all this. Closing your eyes. Feeling the shoulder blades resting on the mat. Back of the head is on the mat in line with the shoulder blades. And the heels towards the edges of the mat, and let the feet flop a bit to the side. Turning the palms to face up, knowing the little movements, shoulder joints, shoulders moving away from each other at the front. As you breathe in, allow the belly button to lift, so press the diaphragm down with your lungs. As you breathe out, diaphragm flies up, belly button towards the spine. 2 slow, deep breaths, end to end. Breath in, belly lifts. Breathing out, belly button towards the spine. Help it down with the muscles. 1 more. Deep breath in. And out. Normal breaths. Connecting with the body. With your eyes closed, just go with the feel and instructions. So your right set of glutes and your right thigh, tighten them up till the right hip begins to lift up a little bit. And let go. On the next exhalation, left set of glutes and the left thigh. Tighten it up. Let the pubic bone, let the hip lift up a little bit. And let go. Now press the lower back into the mat. Pubic bone comes towards the face. As you breathe out, push the pubic bone away from your face and the lumbar spine arch is exaggerated. 2 rounds. As you breathe out, pull the pubic bone up towards your face. Press the lower back into the mat. And push the pubic bone away, just rolling in from the backs of the hips. 1 more. Pull the pubic bone up. Push the pubic bone away. And then into neutral. Breathe in and out. Already both the nostrils are beginning to open. Good. Starting with some familiar stretches. So, gently open your eyes. Begin to bring your knees to your chest. Wrap your arms around the tops of the shins. And as you breathe out, bring the forehead up towards the knees. Coming as close as possible, pulling down the belly button towards the spine. Keep hold of the shins, let the head go back down. We're going to repeat that, but some of you take it a bit further. As you breathe out, bring the forehead back up towards the knees. And then if it feels right, reach out, grab hold of the outer edges of your feet, and then use a little bit of strength in your arms to bring the forehead and the knees a little bit closer or even connecting. Let there be body weight on the thoracic lumbar spine area. Move the palms back onto the shins. Let the head go back down. And then gently rock from side to side. 2 or 3 rocks. But in one of those, if you can, you drop right down to your elbow. And push, come back up, and right down to your elbow. Good. Coming back to the center. Release the shins, plant your feet on the mat. Back of your head is on the mat. And the spine parallel to the floor. So just lie down. That's it. Wonderful. We're going to start with working the legs. And we may end up with working the legs. So bring both the knees to the chest. Then stretch the left leg along the mat. Let the left heel drop onto the mat. Left leg along the mat. Toes are pointing up towards the ceiling. And you shoot the right foot up towards the ceiling. Grab hold of the back of the right thigh. For most of you, this is familiar. So just working with visual connection. Can you gently try and lock that right knee in? Even if it means the foot moves away a little bit from your face. Don't rush into the posture. You know a lot of the hamstrings are beginning to engage. Taking it further, a little bit at a time. As you breathe out, start to bring your forehead up towards the right kneecap, but take both your hands up towards the back of the right heel. That's it. Observe where the body weight is now. Push the left heel away, make sure that leg is active. And then, if it feels right, you listen to the body. Open the elbows slightly away from each other and you bring your forehead towards the knee, towards the shin. Hold. Let the long muscles, if they're shaking, that's a good indicator. Really engaging with those muscles. And slowly let go. Head goes down. Let the right leg stretch along the mat. Good. We balance it out. Let's do the other side. Bring the left knee to the chest. Push the right heel along the mat. Shoot the left foot up. Grab hold of the back of the left thigh. Good. Same thing. Taking your time to engage with the knee, see as much as possible. Doesn't matter if it's not completely locked. Just guiding the knee, back of the knee to open up a bit. And then on an exhalation, start to bring the forehead towards the left kneecap and both the hands go towards the back of the left heel. So still, arms are straight, knee is slightly locked in or maybe a little bent, forehead coming up. Opening the elbows a little bit away from each other gives you that little bit more of a stretch, especially on the upper hamstrings, back of the left thigh. Push the left heel away a little bit. And let go. Let the head go down, stretch the leg, and let the feet, both of them, are flopped to the side, eyes are closed. Breathing in and out. Staying with the legs and the hip joints. So another familiar posture, this is Satubandha, the bridge posture. You want to really stretch the fronts, which is the hip flexors at the fronts of your hips. Bend at the knees, plant your feet on the mat. Feet are hip width apart. See if you can reach down and touch the backs of the heels. Use your middle finger or the index finger to touch the backs of the heels. Then very deliberately, a little bit of pigeon toe, so the toes come a little bit towards each other. Palms remain on the mat with a breath. And you exhale, you start to push the pubic bone up towards the ceiling. So roll the whole of the spine off the mat till you get to the shoulder blades. Keep the palms on the mat. Your eyes are slightly open. You engage with the breath. As you breathe in, belly button lifts. As you breathe out, belly button down. You listen to your knees. Anything not right, roll back down. Push down onto the heels. Push the pubic bone up a little bit. Breath into the belly. As you breathe out, start to roll the spine back down. When the hips are on the mat, bring both the knees to the chest, palms on top of the shins. As you breathe out, forehead comes up towards the knees. That's it. Countering the posture. And let the head go back down. Plant your palms onto your kneecaps. And then a nice circle on the ceiling with both the knees. 3 rounds, one way, slowly. Let the sacroiliac joint area get a bit of body weight and a massage. At the end of the 3rd round, you simply change the direction, continue that massaging of the sacroiliac joint area. Once you've done 3 rounds on this side, you come back to the center, plant your feet back on the mat, little bit of pigeon toe with the feet. We do the 2nd level of the Satubandha. Maybe some of you will take it even further. So, touching the backs of the heels or as close to the heels as you can. Feet are hip width apart. As you breathe out, start to push the pubic bone up towards the ceiling. Take it as high as you can, knowing that the front of the hips area are stretching open. Interlace the fingers underneath, palms are facing towards your head. Then shuffle at the shoulders and bring the shoulder blades towards each other. Good. Pushing down into the heels. Belly button lifts as you breathe in. Belly button down as you breathe out. At any stage this is enough. You release your fingers and gently roll the spine down. If you want to take it further, on an exhalation, shoot the right leg up. Push the right heel away, pull the right toes towards your face. That's it. Then bring the right foot back down onto the mat. Push the pubic bone up a little bit. And then take the left leg up. Way up. Pushing the left heel, pulling the toes. And slowly release the fingers. Roll the spine down. When the hips are on the mat, bring both the knees to the chest. Arms around the tops of the shins, and just counter that front stretch with forehead towards the knees, and all the hands reach out, grab hold of the outer edges of the feet, Open the knees a little bit wider and bring the temples to touch the insides of your ears. Your body weight is shifted to thoracic spine. And slowly let go, let the head go down, let go of the legs. That's it. Amy, that's it. Relax, stretch the legs out. We're coming to that one. I know it's one of your favorites. That's it. If the lower back is uncomfortable, keep the knees bent. If the lower back is fine, stretch the legs out. Engaging with the body. When it speaks, you listen and you work with it. We take it further. Familiar posture. I haven't done this for a little while, but let's work away at it slowly. It's a variation on Halasana, the plow posture. So bring both the knees to your chest, cross your ankles, reach and grab hold of the big toes, index fingers and the thumbs wrapped around the big toes. For every reason in the book, don't rush into the posture. First, tuck the chin in a little bit so the back of the neck area is stretching. The entire posterior chain muscles from the back of your head, through the spine, through the glutes, backs of the legs, everything is going to stretch. Nice and slow. As you breathe out, start to show the soles of the feet to the ceiling. And then use the strength in the arms and continue to roll up the toes towards the crown of the head and maybe beyond the head. Let the toes go as close to the floor behind you as possible. Give it a go. Use the strength in your arms. Go that little bit further. Pull the belly muscles in. There, slow as you like. Keep hold of the big toes. Nice and slow. Begin to release the spine back onto the mat. Keep hold of the big toes. Bend at the knees. Let the outer edges of your feet go to the mat. And then you deliberately push the knees away from your face. Your feet are still crossed. That's it. If you're holding your toes, watch how the shoulders move away from your ears. It's all part of the work going on in the body. Second round, and maybe some of you taking it further, but bring both the knees to the chest, cross your ankles, grab hold of the big toes, make sure the chin is slightly tucked in. Throughout the posture, you look up towards the ceiling. As you breathe out, begin to take your toes beyond your head. That's it, nice and slow. As you build the posture, don't go for distance. Go as far as it feels right. Breathing is not comfortable, so shallow breaths. Those of you taking it further, leave the toes where they are and stretch both the hands up towards the ceiling. Palms are facing in. Keep the ankles crossed. Begin to lift the legs to at least 30 degrees, if not 45. Legs remain locked in, knees locked in. Good. Now cross your ankles, cross your knees, and then roll up into a sitting posture and you'll be in cross legs. Roll up, coming up, hand on each knee, collarbones lifting. Wonderful. The whole of the back. Every muscle from the heels to the back of the head. We can counter that a little bit by stretching from toenails to the base of your chin. Wherever you are, move back a little bit on your mat and your legs are stretched out in front of you. Legs are stretched out. Your hands are by the side. Just going to move a bit sideways so you can see where we're going. Palms will bear some body weight, but what I want to do is stretch from the base of my chin to the toenails. We did to the back of the body, now the front of the body. Purvasanya. Move the hands back a little bit. Fingers are pointing towards your feet. Pressing into the palms, start to lift the bum away from the mat. Point the toes away and then look up towards the ceiling or beyond. Eyes looking through the eyebrows. Push the toes away. Push the pubic bone up. And then tuck your chin in and start to roll back down. When the hips are on the mat, cross your legs, hand on each knee, collarbones lifting. Breath in and out. Going to do the simple twist and then the side bends. So, with the simple twist, go with eyes closed so you can actually feel what's going on from the skin to below the skin. Your right hand on the left knee. Show the left hand or push it towards the camera. Open the fingers wide. Do it with eyes closed so you can feel. Now draw that hand up towards the ceiling. You can feel your shoulder joint working. Let the hand go behind, left hand, fingers in pyramids, then land on the mat and you push down and feel the proud posture at the front. Breath into the belly. As you breathe out, you begin to twist. You're going to look over your left shoulder or go as far around as you can. Your eyes are closed, but take your eyes all the way to the left. Use the strength that's holding the knee, your right hand. Allow the posture to go that little bit further around. Belly muscles moving as you breathe in and out. And slowly release. You're coming back, facing forward. You might want to open your eyes, just adjust the posture. And then go with the eyes closed. Go with the feel. Your left hand on your right knee. Show the right hand forward, fingers nice and wide, and then draw that hand up towards the ceiling. It's going to land on the mat behind you. If you keep the fingers in pyramids, that's working the inside joints of your fingers. Get a good proud posture at the front. Then go with an exhalation. Next exhalation, twist and look over the right shoulder. Take your eyes all the way to the right, even if your eyes are closed. Use the strength in the left hand to take you that little bit further around. Breathe, belly moving. And release. Start to come back to the center. Gently open your eyes. Posture nice and upright. We move it to the head, neck and shoulders. So, next exhalation, tuck your chin into your chest. Eyes are closed. You can feel the stretch on the skin at the back of your neck. Scores of muscles underneath the skin at the back of the neck. Collectively, we call them the occipital muscles. Then you flex them. Next time you breathe out, start to lift your face up towards the ceiling. Back of the head is going towards the tops of the shoulders. And you feel the stretch in the platysma, the front of your neck. Open your mouth wide. Keep looking up. And then slowly close your mouth. Get that extra stretch. And come back to the center and open your eyes. Breathe in and out. Your left ear goes towards the left shoulder. Keep looking straight ahead. If you look down, you go a bit further. Keep it even so the mastoid on the right hand side stretching. Coming back to the center. As you breathe out, your right ear going towards the right shoulder. As you look straight ahead, adjust the posture. Feel the muscle behind your ear to the collarbones. And come back to the center. And we put all of that together, 3 rounds of rotation in each direction. You start with the chin at your chest. Then slowly take your chin towards your left shoulder, close to the left shoulder. Then tilt the head back, chin towards the ceiling. Continue till the chin comes towards the right shoulder. And then back into the center of your chest. In your own time, slowly, 2 more rounds. Shoulder, ceiling, shoulder, chest. 1 more. Listen to any sounds in the neck. It's a good indicator of how much tension we tend to hold. Chin to the chest. Change the direction. Keep listening to the muscles in the neck and the tendons and ligaments. Chin to the right shoulder, to the ceiling, to the left shoulder, back to the chest. 1 more, slowly. Shoulder, ceiling, shoulder, chest, and spine upright, looking straight ahead. Breathe in and out. So continue with the stretching, a lot more sitting and stretching postures this evening. So wherever you are, find the space, stretch your legs out. We do the Janusasanya. Forehead will go to the knees, but we build it up slowly. First, push the heels away, pull the toes in, hands go by the side of your hips, palms are gently pressing into the mat, and you know your posture is as upright as you can be. Your left foot, bring it in, place it against the right thigh. So it's not jammed in, just bring it in, let it touch the right thigh. And then show both the fingers up forward and then exaggerate, just slow as you like. Go right the way around and you're going to find the pyramids either side at the back, pressing the pyramids down, get that proud posture in the front. So you got your right leg in front of you, push the right heel, pull the right toes in. If you've got your left leg in front of you, do the same. Left heel, left toes. Looking towards your toes, keep the torso upright. Drift both the hands up towards the ceiling. Palms are facing in. Then you stretch the hands up as you breathe in. As you breathe out, you start to rotate forward. You're aiming to reach for the right set of toes or even the base of the right foot or just onto the shin. And then as you breathe out, pull the belly muscles in and guide the forehead towards the right kneecap. We make use of the posture. Let the stretch continue. The back of your right knee is going towards the mat. 2 breaths. Next time you breathe out, pull the belly muscles in towards the spine and just squeeze underneath the rib cage. Breathing in, release the belly muscles. So that's your liver and gallbladder and the large intestine. Next exhalation, pull the belly muscles in and start to come back up. Your right palm is going to remain on the right knee or kneecap or on the right thigh. Sweep the left hand around and plant the whole palm on the mat. It needs to be the whole palm, your left palm. So you're going to put some body weight on it. So your right foot, let it drop in onto the mat, towards the mat. Then you come up on your left knee and stretch away. See if you can guide the outer edge of your right foot towards the mat. Looking up at the fingers, can they go a little bit further back? Breathe. And slowly start to release. Come back out. Stretch the legs out in front of you. And we will do the other side. Again, hands by the side. Lifting the torso. So your right foot comes onto the inside of your left thigh. And the knee pushing down towards the mat. When you're ready, both the hands lift up, fingers nice and wide. And then as you stretch, breathe in, you stretch those fingers up towards the ceiling. When you breathe out, you fold forward and reach towards the left toes. Now, distance is irrelevant. Just keep the back of the knee going towards the mat. You may be at the toes, maybe palms wrapped around the foot, or palms on the shin. Next time you breathe out, pull the belly muscles in and let the forehead go towards the kneecap. And then breathing into the belly area. Two breaths. This time we work with the spleen. As you breathe out, you pull the belly muscles in, squeeze the muscles. Breathing in, release the muscles. As you exhale, pull the belly muscles in. And start to release. Your left palm will remain onto the left knee or the left thigh, sweeping the right hand around all the way, planting the whole palm on the mat and opening the right shoulder a little bit. So your left foot drops onto the mat. You come up onto your right knee and then stretch the hand up, follow the fingers and look up towards the ceiling. Outer edge of your left foot going towards the mat. Fingers go a little bit further back. And release. Come back out. Cross legs. Sitting upright. We do the side of the spine and the rib cage. Hand on each knee. You might want to hold on to the knees so you can use the strength in the arms to straighten out upright spine as much as possible. So your right palm drops onto the outside of your right hip, fingers are pointing away. Your left shoulder, exaggerate, lift it up towards your ear and then roll and let the left palm face away. You're looking at your left set of fingers. Draw that left hand up towards the ceiling. Let the right hand drift away from the hip a little bit and see if you can drop down to the right elbow. But keep looking up as you open up on the left elbow, looking up towards the ceiling. Awareness into the left lung. 2 breaths. When you breathe in, breath 1, hold at the top. Let go of the breath. Breath in and hold. And release. Come back up. Hand on each knee. Collarbones rising. Breath in and out. Just roll the shoulders. Make yourself as comfortable as possible. And we do the other side. Left palm drops onto the outside of the left hip. Fingers are pointing away. Right shoulder comes up towards the ears. And then roll that shoulder in the palm. Looking at the right set of fingers. Begin to draw the right hand up. Allow the left fingers to drift away. And gently aiming for dropping onto the left elbow. But keep looking up at the ceiling. Awareness to the right lung. 2 breaths. Holding the breath at the top. Breath in and hold. Let go of the breath. Breath in and hold. And slowly come back out. Hand on each knee. Collarbones lifting. Good. We revisit the legs, but of course the lumbar spine as well. So it is, as most of you very familiar, it's our supine twist. It's one of those postures I really recommend you try and do as often as you can, 2-3 times a week. Doesn't even need a yoga mat. So you can start, if you've got a carpet, lie down, looking up at the ceiling. Lie down, looking up at the ceiling. Good. Then you bend at the knees and plant your feet on the mat. Your feet are hip width apart. And you open your arms wide in line with the shoulders. Palms are facing up. Breathe. As you breathe in, belly button lifts, belly button towards the spine. So apart from stretching all the muscles in the legs and in the lumbar spine area, as you breathe in and out, you know that is your digestive system area. Everything will be squeezed and flexed. So work at it with really getting the benefits of doing this posture. Your right foot on top of the left knee. And you begin to guide the right knee away from your face till you start to develop a figure of 4. Doesn't matter how deep you go, but just allow the ball and socket joints at the hips to open up a little bit, rotate within the socket. Towards your right elbow. Next time you breathe out, both the knees towards the right elbow. So you rotate at the spine and take the knees towards the right elbow. Good. Your right foot is helping the inside of the left knee to go towards the mat. And the entire left side of the torso, from the armpits to the left side of the rib cage, to the left side of the hip joints. And definitely that tibial band on the left, outer side of the thigh. Runners in particular, be patient with this one. Let the inside of the left knee go towards the mat a little bit. That's it. Those of you are okay with it, you stay in that. If you want to take it further, then you straighten out the left leg and take it all the way to the right-hand side of your mat. That's it. Take a glance. If you can see your toes, then next exhalation, walk the toes a little bit further up towards the crown of your head. So again, different muscles around the side of the spine are working. That's it. Keep the knee on top of keep the right foot on top of the left knee, but just stretching that left leg out. And you bring the left foot back to the center of your mat. Continue to twist at the spine, and you're taking both the knees towards the left elbow. Both the knees going towards the left elbow. And your right set of toes go onto the floor. That's when you reach with the left hand and begin to guide the inside of the right knee to go towards the floor, but not lifting the right shoulder blade at the back. So get a good cross stretch. Let that tibial band area stretch. Of course, the glutes are stretching and the muscles, all the multifidi in and around the lumbar spine. They are all working away. Keep pulling the knee down with the left hand. Take your awareness to the right set of fingers. Open the right fingers wide. Keep contact with the floor with the back of the palm and begin to draw that right hand up towards 10 o'clock. And you begin to feel the muscles beginning to stretch in the right armpit towards the top right-hand side of your chest, especially as you go for 11 o'clock. And then up to 12, where the upper arm is by the side, right-hand side of your face. On the next exhalation, very deliberately, push those right fingers as far away from the right shoulder as you can. Breathe, belly moving. And start to bring the right arm. You might want to stay with the right arm in line with the right shoulder. But if you wish, you take the right hand all the way down. Find the front of the left foot. Grab hold of the front of the left foot. If you've got that, pull that left foot a little bit towards the top of your head. So the front of the thigh is stretching. Turn your head, look to your left, and begin to straighten out the right leg. Support the back of the knee from underneath. Good. Doesn't matter how far you go. Can that right knee begin to lock in? There is no weight on that foot, so it's perfectly okay to even hyperextend the back of the knee. Pushing the right heel, pulling the right toes towards your face. Now use the strength in the left arm to draw the toes a little bit further up towards the crown of your head. Tiny movements. A little bit more with the toes towards the crown of your head. And slowly release. Keep the knees bent. Plant your feet on the mat. Let the arms remain wide in line with the shoulders and the palms are facing up. Breath in and out. Good. Balancing out. Look at the other side. Left foot goes on top of the right knee. Left foot on top of the right knee. Guide the left knee away from your face. Get a good figure of 4. Towards your left elbow. When you breathe out, both the knees towards your left elbow. That's it. Using the foot on top of the knee to guide the inside of the knee towards the floor. Arms remain wide in line with the shoulders. Let the stretch happen. You know it is from your right armpit all the way to the outside of the right knee. Extend the stretch a little bit more. Straighten out the right leg. Take it towards the left side of your mat. And get a glance at the toes. Push that right heel away. Pull the toes in. And see if you can walk the toes a little bit further up towards the crown of your head. So the psoas iliacus muscles deep within your hips are helping you to move that foot further up, and the whole leg further up. Bring the right foot back to the center of your mat. Keep the knees bent. Continue to rotate at the spine, and both the knees go towards the right elbow. And your left toes land on the floor. Reach with the right hand and begin to guide the inside of the left knee towards the floor. That's it. Let the stretches happen in the big muscles, the glutes, tibial band. Engage with the left set of fingers, open them wide, and this time begin to draw the left hand up towards 2 o'clock. 1 o'clock, engage with the stretches of the muscles, armpit, top side of your chest. And then if possible, when it goes to 12, your left arm is on the side of your face, upper arm. Pulling the knee down. On the next exhalation, push those left fingers away from the left shoulder. Breathe, belly is moving. And slowly start to bring the left arm back in line with the left shoulder. If you did the posture with that on the first side, leave the arm in line with the shoulder. Otherwise, take it all the way down and find the front of your right foot. When that happens, you got the front of your right foot, you drag it back a little bit so the front of the left thigh begins to stretch. Right thigh. Then you turn your head and look to your right. straighten out the left leg and support the back of the knee with your palm, and the elbow is on the floor. Start with encouraging the knee to lock in, and then with the breath, use the strength in the right arm to draw the toes towards the crown of your head. Really allowing every muscle, tendon, ligament, and the joints to work to their maximum range. Push the left heel away. Pull the left toes towards your face. Move the toes a little bit more towards the crown of the head. And let go. Come back to the center. Keep the knees bent, plant your feet on the mat. Let your hands go by the side of your hips, slightly away from the hips. Turn the palms to face up deliberately. And then stretching the muscles on the insides of your thighs and at the ball and socket joints at the hips. Join the soles of the feet, let the knees drop to either side. It's also a good time to check the alignment of the left and right hip with the spine. So lift your head a little bit and look at your knees. If they're at all out of alignment, just make a physical adjustment. Once the knees are in a line, let the back of the head go back down. Left hip, right hip in balance. Good. Bring the knees together. Work the core of the body a little bit. So, nice and slow. Bring the knees towards your chest. Wrap your arms around the tops of the shins. Bring the forehead up towards the knees. Good. Now, with the palms, hold the backs of your thighs and shoot the legs at 45 degrees. So start to move them away from your face. Your head is up. Your body weight is on the thoracic lumbar spine area. That's it. Just want to work those deeper core muscles for a few breaths. Just hold that. Keep the back of the thighs supported. We are going to take it a little bit further, but at the moment, let the belly button go towards the spine and you continue to breathe. Good. Release the backs of the thighs. Let the legs go to the floor. Push down with your elbows. Come up in a sitting posture with the legs stretched out in front of you. And we continue with the core of the body. So, with your palms, go again and grab hold of the backs of the thighs. Backs of the thighs. And then lean back a little bit. Lift the thighs, lift the legs, and make the shins parallel to the ceiling. And you're using the strength in your arms to see if the spine can remain. Chest is open. If it feels right, otherwise you hold it there. If it is okay, stretch the arms out, parallel to the shins. Lean back a little bit, you're on top of the sitting bones. Then start to straighten out the legs. Your hands are by the side of your knees. Heels are in line of sight. Push the heels, pull the toes in. At any stage this is enough, you simply bend at the knees and plant your feet on the mat. Hold the hands. Both your palms go to behind your head, interlace the fingers. Let the feet go down to 30 degrees off the mat. Can you support the back of the head? Push the heels, pull the toes in. On the next exhalation, release the hands, begin to lift the torso, lift the legs, come back up into Navasana, the boat posture. Then you fold at the legs, cross legs, hand on each knee, collarbones lifting. Breath in and out. I'm going to continue with Upavista, so the backs of the legs. Of course, the entire body is going to be stretched from the glutes to the back of your head and along the backs of the legs. So go with caution on this. I'll talk you through with it. So wherever you are, your legs are stretched out in front of you. Help the legs to go wide. Some of you will go much wider than I can do, but your toes are pointing up towards the ceiling. You're pushing the heels away. You're on top of your sitting bones and hands are either on the knees or onto the shins. Now, paying attention. This is not about really going for the distance, but the backs of the knees and the backs of the legs are going to stretch considerably, and the insides of your thighs. So hands at the moment are on the shins. Start to take the hands towards the toes, and then reach index finger and the thumb around the big toe. Index finger and the thumb around the big toe. Good. Try and straighten out the spine a bit, looking straight ahead. You know the backs of the legs are stretching. You know the tops of your hips are stretching. Hold the hands. If you have that flexibility in the spine and the hips, your forehead is going to land on the mat in between the legs. So, mere mortals, rest of us, start to pull forward with using the toes. Pull forward a little bit, then tuck your chin in, let the upper back arch a bit, and aiming the forehead towards the mat. Let the stretches happen in the backs of the legs. Breathe. Every time you breathe out, pull the belly muscles in a little bit and the forehead goes down a little bit. If you're as far as you are and you want to take it a little bit further, reach with your right hand towards the outer edge of your right foot and then fingers towards the outer edge of the left foot. Back of the leg is getting the stretch. Forehead is going down. And in your own time, as you breathe in, start to bring the torso up. Help the backs of the knees lift and cross your legs and sit upright. Breath in and out. I know we haven't done standing postures, but this evening, let's just work with some of the postures we don't get time to do. I want to do shoulder stands. You don't need a wall for this one. So again, it's one of those where you're going to take it as far as it feels right to you. So at the moment, if I can just demonstrate which the two levels that you will want to aim for. The first one is half shoulder stand. That's it. I'm looking at my knees, legs are at 45 degrees. If it feels right and you want to take it further, you go into a full shoulder stand. So legs straighten out, chin is into the chest, and the whole body is upside down, except there's weight on the elbows, tops of the shoulder blades, and back of the head. When you wish to come out, you come into half shoulder stand and roll up into a sitting posture. So lie back down. That's it. Legs are stretched out. Bring the feet towards each other. Good. Turn the palms to face up by the side of your hips. When your hips lift off the mat, you bend at the elbows and support the spine. Support the top of your hips. Bend the knees a little bit to your chest. Then use the momentum. Kick your feet way beyond your head. Support the spine straight away. And keep the legs at 45 degrees. So you're looking at your kneecaps. Begin to observe body weight on shoulder blades, the very back of your head, which means the muscles at the back are stretching behind the neck. And there's weight on the outer edges of the elbows as well. They're digging into the mat. Half shoulder stand. Wonderful. You've changed the direction of gravity in your legs. So now the heart is getting a little bit more benefit of not having to push so much of the arterial blood. If it feels right, you're going to take it to the full shoulder stand. If not, you plant your palms on the mat and roll the spine down. Come up in a sitting posture. Start to push the hips up towards the ceiling. Your chin is going to tuck closer to your chest. And you keep lifting the hips up towards the ceiling. Legs are now straight. Lock the knees in, push the heel, pull the toes in. You're looking at your toes, observing the body weight on the back of that neck and tops of the shoulders and on the elbows. Breathe in and out. Remember, I'm not there. You listen to your body. Make sure that you don't overdo this. Only if it feels right. Keep the spine supported and slowly open the legs wide, sideways. Let them go as wide. Don't take the toes towards the crown of your head. Just let the legs go to the side. Pushing the heels, pulling the toes in. That's it. And then you slowly zip the legs back up. Come up into a full shoulder stand. Remember, release at any stage. This is enough. Some of you take it a bit further. Allow both sets of toes to go to the floor beyond your head. Keep the spine supported at the moment. If you've got a prop behind you, maybe a chair, maybe a settee, let the toes rest on the settee. That's it, fronts of your feet on the settee. Then you release the spine, interlace the fingers, and let the outer edges of your palms or fingers go to the floor. So the shoulders are working. Support the spine again. Support the spine again and begin to lift the legs up to 45 again. That's it. If it's enough, roll back up. That's it. Suma, listening to the body. Those of you who are still in half shoulder stand, you're looking at your knees. And then start to walk the spine down, vertebra at a time. And then cross your legs and roll up into a sitting posture. Breathe in and out. That's it. Sit upright so the spine, the breathing is nice and even. So we want to continue practice of our Bakasana. So that is when we start to think about putting some body weight on the crown of the head. That's one benefit. So the neck muscles will start to work well. The other one is getting the back of the palms at 90 degrees to the lower arms. So really stretching the tendons and ligaments in the wrist area. So no carpal tunnel syndrome for us. And then finding the balance. Eventually from Bakasana, we're going to go into a three-pointed headstand, but not this month. Okay, we'll see when all of you are ready. And I prefer if there was a wall behind you when we do any of those deep inversions. So now, in the center of your mat, on your knees, and planting your palms on the mat in front of your knees. And you can see my wrists are touching my knees. My toes are tucked onto the mat. And then as I bend my elbows towards the feet, I can guide the forehead to come and land on the mat. My eyes are open, my forehead is on the mat. If I move my thumbs, I can see the thumbs moving. Good. Push the body forward and roll onto the crown of your head. If need be, move the palms a bit further forward towards your head. You're looking at your toes. The toes are tucked onto the mat. And then you straighten out both the legs. The crown of the head and the palms are holding most of the body weight. This would be level 1. No need to go any further if you're not comfortable with it. If it feels right, tippy-toe towards your face, then press down into the palms and lift both the knees onto the backs of your upper arms. And keep the big toes touching. Bakasana, the bird posture. Some of you, I know, the strength is there. Keep the posture, straighten out the right leg. Make sure it's parallel to the floor. Bring the right knee back. And then left leg straightens out. Bring the left knee back. Gently drop the toes onto the mat. Roll back onto your forehead, knees onto the mat. Push and come upright. And prepare for some pranayama. So you're going to be sitting comfortably. Put your warm things on, preferably looking at your camera. Put your socks on, put your warm things on if the temperature in the room is not comfortable. Those of you after pranayama, we're going to go into relaxation posture. So if you're using blankets, make sure your blanket is by the side so you can just reach for it when you're ready to lie down. Backs of your wrists go onto your knees. We go through the nuances of this. Index fingers and the thumbs link up. Chin slightly tucked in and eyes closed. This evening we're going to do 2 types of pranayama. First one is 3 rounds of the Ujjayi breath. And the second one is going to be 5 rounds of the Bhamari breath, the sound of the bee. So Ujjayi breath first. Chin tucked in, spine nice and upright, eyes closed. Start with a complete exhalation, pulling in the belly muscles, emptying the lungs as much as you can. Exhale, exhale. Squeeze the belly muscles. Then you inhale right to the very top and hold. And then deliberately pull the belly muscles in and hold your breath. And let go. Normal breath. Breathing in and out through your nose. Second round. Exhale fully. Belly muscles, lungs being squeezed and emptied as much as possible. Inhale to the top and hold. Belly muscles. And let go. Normal breaths. Tuck your chin in a little bit. We do the third round. Exhale fully. Inhale to the top and hold. Belly muscles. And let go. Normal breaths. We can continue with eyes closed or eyes open. I'll guide you through. This time, on the exhalation, we're going to use the sound of the bee to generate some good vibrations in your Vishuddhi chakra, your neck region. Chin is slightly tucked in, eyes are open or closed. So in this, we're going to do 5 rounds. Everybody has a different length of breath. So once you finish your exhalation, simply fill up and go for the second till you finish with the 5th exhalation. We all start together. Chin slightly tucked in. Exhale fully. Inhale to the very top. Make the sound of the bee as you breathe out. 2 more rounds. One more. Normal breaths. Good. In your own time, you quietly lie back down. If you're using your blankets, cover yourselves up. And exactly as we started, see if the heels can find the edges of your mat. Having stretched all the muscles in the legs, let the ball and socket joints at the hips remain in neutral. Feet flopped, palms turned up, chin slightly tucked in, eyes closed. Behind closed eyelids, begin to gaze at the tip of your nose. From there, you take your awareness into your nostrils and observing cool air, warm air, but also both the nostrils are open. It's a good indicator for your mind to be in balance with your body. Keep the mind engaged with the body. It's at the nostrils at the moment. Then you go gently and examine your posture. Back of your head along the mat is in line with the shoulder blades. Observe the wonderful arch at the back of your neck. That is its natural arch, the cervical spine. The back of the head and the shoulder blades along the mat are in line with the tops of your hips. Outer edges of your calf muscles if your legs are wide. And the heels. Wonderful straight line posture. Then check out the natural arch in the spine, lumbar spine. You know we've done the stretching, rotation, forward bends, back bends, side bends. But you observe that the lower back is slightly off the mat. It's your natural arch in the lumbar spine. Perfect posture. Heels, hips, shoulder blades, back of the head. Allow the body to sink a little bit into the mat. So loosen up the shoulders, and the hip area. Very deliberately, let the hands go a little bit further towards your feet so your shoulders move away from your ears. Then right leg, left leg. Push the right heel away a little bit, left heel away a little bit. Smooth, shallow breaths. Wonderful. Keeping your eyes closed, gently roll your head to any one side and guide the ear till it's ready to touch the mat. And then rotate at the neck and guide the other ear to go and touch the mat. And come back to the center. Gently blink open your eyes. Keep the blankets on, but bring both the knees to your chest. Wrap your arms around the tops of the shins. As you breathe out, bring the forehead up towards the knees. Awareness to where the body weight is now. Always paying some body weight onto the lumbar thoracic spine. Keep hold of the shins, let the head go back down. Then 3 to 4 rounds of rocking from side to side, guiding the knees. In one of those, right down to the elbow, observe how that massages the outside of your rib cage. Do both sides. When you're ready, you'll be in the center of your mat. Release the shins, plant the feet on the mat. And from there, in your own time, you're going to roll to any one side and come up in a sitting posture. Reach forward, see if you can unmute, say hello to everybody. I'll put us all on the gallery view. Wonderful. Well done.
Good job. Thank you very much, Sam. That was lovely.
Wonderful. Hopefully your muscles were stretched. We focused on that.
Yeah, it was great.
Yeah.
Sam, one of my friends wants to come on and have a go and see. How does she get the link to it?
She either sends me an email.
Yeah.
Or you send me her email address and I'll give her the instructions on how to get onto it.
Okay,
yeah?
We'll do.
But give her my email. Let us send her an email so that we know she's willingly coming on. You haven't bent her arm.
Okay.
Okay, lovely to see you all. Kate, John, and